Wait, you two got MAR'd again. It's just for insurance.
Yeah, but now she's in the hospital.
Lena stood outside the coffee shop like she was about to enter a courtroom. Her hair was pulled tight, purse clutched like armor, eyes scanning Jeff through the glass. She'd sat across from this man thousands of times before in the kitchen, in bed, in marriage counseling. But today was different. Today, she was here to propose. Not for love, for health insurance. Jeff was in the back corner, same old wrinkled shirt, same cup of black coffee. He didn't look surprised to see her. Not happy, not sad, just a strange kind of calm. Like this meeting had always been inevitable. You didn't call just to catch up, Jeff said as she sat down. No, Lena replied. I need insurance, Jeff blinked. Health insurance? Yes, I've lost my freelance contracts. And this lump on my back. She gestured vaguely. I don't qualify for Medicaid. Can't afford ACA premiums. But if I were your legal spouse, Jeff looked at her like she'd just asked him to rob a bank. I know it sounds insane, Lena said quickly. But we were already married once. It's not like we're strangers. Just get married again. For healthcare. Exactly. Jeff leaned back, that faint smirk forming the one Lena remembered. The one that showed up when he didn't know if he should laugh or run. Any strings attached? He asked, half joking. No strings. No moving in. No sleeping together. No trying again. Just a legal marriage. Let the system do the rest. Silence. Too long to be comfortable. Jeff stirred his coffee, though it was cold. I'm dating someone, he said finally. Lena nodded. Does she know? Not yet. And if she finds out, she might throw my laptop at my face. They both chuckled. Brief, brittle. What about Madison? Jeff asked. Does our daughter need to know? No, Lena said flatly. We're not doing anything wrong. Just creatively navigating the system. Eventually, Jeff nodded. Slowly, like someone agreeing to sign a lease on a very haunted house. Fine, you handle the paperwork. I don't want to get tangled in anything that gets me fired. Deal, Lena said, standing. I'll text you the court appointment. Friday work? And just like that, a marriage for insurance was agreed upon in under 15 minutes. No rings, no vows, no kisses. Just two EXCs with a plan and a very flexible definition of love. What neither of them knew was that this little scheme would start something far more real than either of them expected. The courthouse ceremony lasted exactly 11 minutes. They didn't hold hands. They didn't look each other in the eye. The judge barely raised an eyebrow. Lena wore a navy blue blazer like she was closing a business deal, and Jeff had forgotten to tuck in his shirt. There were no guests, no photos, not even a congrats from the clerk. And yet, boom, they were married. Again. Welcome back, Mrs. Whitman, the judge muttered dryly as he stamped the papers. Outside, Lena and Jeff stood on the steps like two co-workers who had just wrapped a quarterly meeting. Lena checked her phone. I'll file the insurance application tonight, she said, stuffing the license into a folder. You sure you don't want to tell Madison yet? Jeff asked. No need to stress her. This isn't about her. Jeff nodded, though the doubt lingered in his expression. You gonna move in? Lena shook her head. God, no, I just need the address for the paperwork. I'll stay at my sister's, but I'll use your address on file. I won't mess this up, but by Monday, it had already gotten weird. Jeff's coworkers noticed a change in his HR profile. Marital status updated from divorced to married. Again, his cubicle mate, Ben, gave him a slow clap. Didn't you just get divorced like 2 years ago? Jeff offered a half smile. Love is cyclical. Meanwhile, Lena was filling out form after form online. Proof of marriage, tax filing status, dependent updates. Her inbox buzzed with congratulations from the insurance portal as if she'd just won something. That night, she sat at her sister's kitchen table, sipping microwaved wine and reviewing Jeff's insurance policy like it was a treasure map. No copays, dental included, even vision. Romantic, her sister Maria said, reading over her shoulder. You and Jeff always had the spark. It's not romantic. It's desperate, Lena replied. And it's temporary. But temporary things have a way of getting sticky. 2 weeks later, Lena's name was on Jeff's mail again. A package from the insurance company arrived, addressed to Mrs. Lena Whitman. Madison picked it up from the porch. She frowned. Later that evening, Lena came by to pick up her daughter. Madison held out the envelope, her voice neutral but her eyes sharp. You're married again? Lena froze for a second. Technically, yes. To your father. Long story. Madison folded her arms. Try me. We just made an arrangement. It's for the insurance. That's all. Madison's face twisted into something Lena couldn't quite read. Disbelief? Betrayal? Or worse, understanding. So you married Dad for health benefits? Yes. That's weirdly impressive. Also, completely insane. Lena didn't laugh. She could already feel the shift happening, the balance tipping. Madison wasn't a child anymore. And this wasn't a secret that would stay quiet for long. The real twist came when Jeff's current girlfriend, Sarah, noticed Lena's toothbrush in the downstairs bathroom. Lena had been stopping by after doctor appointments, leaving little pieces of herself behind without even noticing. I thought you said she wasn't living here, Sarah snapped one night. She's not, Jeff insisted. Then why is she brushing her teeth here? Jeff had no answer, because technically, Lena wasn't living there. But emotionally? Legally? On paper? She was back and it was starting to show. What began as a clean, clinical arrangement was now starting to bleed into real life. And Madison? She wasn't done asking questions. Madison wasn't a naturally nosy kid, but she was smart. The kind of smart that doesn't need a full picture to see something's off. And lately, everything was off. Her mom was suddenly smiling after dentist appointments she couldn't afford a month ago. Her dad was dodging questions like he was being audited. And there was that toothbrush. Not to mention the mysterious envelope addressed to Mrs. Lena Whitman. Something smelled weird. And it wasn't just Jeff's sad attempt at reheating frozen salmon. So Madison did what any 17-year-old with trust issues and a smartphone would do. She became a spy. She started with location tracking. Lena had once shared her location just in case when Madison was younger and apparently forgot to unshare. Madison zoomed in and watched a little dot that said Mom hang out at Dad's house. A lot. Then came the photos. Toothbrush? Click. Lena's scarf on the coat rack. Click. 2 coffee mugs in the sink. One with lipstick. Click. On Thursday, she recorded a short video while hiding in the hallway. Jeff and Lena in the living room, talking about dental claims and insurance plan upgrades. Not about love. Not about rekindled romance. Just admin. Madison watched the clip that night, frowning. So you really did remarry him for the health insurance, she whispered to herself. Who does that? She waited until Sunday dinner to spring the trap. The 3 of them sat at the table, pretending things were normal. Jeff made spaghetti. Madison twirled her fork like a dagger. So, how's married life? She asked casually, eyes locked on Lena. Silence. Jeff choked on his pasta. Lena blinked. What do you mean? You guys are married again, right? I saw the toothbrush and the insurance mail. And you know your phone location. Jeff looked at Lena like, please handle this, while Lena looked at Madison like, you terrifying little genius. It's complicated, Lena said finally. Oh no, I think it's simple, Madison replied. You wanted insurance. Dad has insurance. You got remarried. It's basically a subscription plan with paperwork. Jeff almost spit out his wine. Madison kept going. Is it fraud? Should I be worried about getting interviewed by the FBI? Do I need a lawyer? No, Jeff said quickly. We're not committing fraud, Lena added. We're just navigating the system. Madison raised an eyebrow. You're navigating it like pirates. Then unexpectedly, she laughed. It wasn't sarcastic. It was weirdly proud. I mean, it's totally bonkers, but kind of brilliant. Sad, but brilliant. They all sat in silence after that. Not the heavy kind, but the well, okay, guess it's all on the table now kind. But just when the tension started to settle, Jeff's phone buzzed. A new email. He opened it, read it, and slowly turned pale. What? Lena asked. It's from HR, Jeff said. They want to schedule a verification interview with both of us. Lena's stomach dropped. Oh, and they attached a checklist, Jeff added, scrolling. Joint bank account, shared utility bill, photos from the wedding. Madison whistled low. Guess it's time to play house for real. Now it wasn't just a matter of tricking their daughter. It was about tricking the system and hoping it didn't trick them back. The email sat open on Lena's laptop for hours. Jeff had forwarded it with the subject line, "This is getting serious." Attached was a PDF checklist, the kind you usually see in immigration cases or reality TV scams. Shared lease, joint finances, proof of ongoing cohabitation, photos, dates, receipts. Lena read it like a court summons. She felt the walls close in, even though technically she hadn't done anything wrong, right? She called Jeff late that night. "We need to stage our lives," she said flatly. "Photos, bills. Maybe one of us needs to move in for real, just for a few weeks." Jeff groaned. "Lena, I said I'd help you out. Not star in a rom-com version of Catch Me If You Can. They just want proof. It doesn't have to be real. It just has to look real. I've heard criminals say that in documentaries." Lena rubbed her temples. "Jeff, please. I'm going in for scans next month. If they cancel this coverage now." Silence. Then the sigh. "Fine. I'll get the spare room ready. You can move in next weekend." Moving back in with your ex-husband is a special kind of humiliation, especially when your daughter watches you unpack like you're sneaking back home after getting fired from adulthood. "You won the guest room?" Jeff asked. "No, HR might ask for photos of us in the same bedroom." "Let's not risk it," Jeff blinked. "We're not actually." "No," Lena interrupted. "Absolutely not. But the bed has to look slept in by two people. It's all optics, that weekend." Lena went full stage designer. She scattered toiletries in the bathroom, replaced Jeff's bachelor fridge items with real food, and even set up a shared Spotify account for good measure. Then came the photo shoot. Madison, half amused and half horrified, was the reluctant photographer. She snapped a picture of Lena and Jeff watching Netflix suspiciously far apart. "You look like co-workers forced to share a couch on casual Friday." Closer. Another photo. Lena resting her head on Jeff's shoulder. Jeff looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. "Too tense," Madison commented. "Dad, pretend you like her." "I do like her. Just not like this." Lena sighed. "Okay, let's try the selfie with the cat." People love pets. They didn't have a cat. They borrowed one from the neighbor. The HR interview was scheduled for Tuesday morning via Zoom. Lena wore a soft sweater. Jeff didn't shave. They sat side by side in front of a carefully messy bookshelf filled with shared mementos. The HR rep, a woman named Valerie with red glasses and perfect eyebrows, greeted them with a wide corporate smile. "So, congratulations on the remarriage," she began. "Always lovely to hear a second-chance love story." "Thank you," Lena lied, matching the smile. Jeff nodded like he was on trial. Valerie asked about their wedding. They recited their made-up version. Small courthouse, just the two of them. "Intimate, healing." "Any trips planned together?" Valerie asked, tapping at her keyboard. "We're thinking about Napa," Jeff blurted. Lena blinked, but smiled through it. "Yes, we love the wine. And the trees." Valerie chuckled. "Sounds wonderful. Just a few more documents and we're good." They logged off, silently staring at the screen as if it might explode. And then it did, metaphorically. The very next morning, Lena collapsed in the bathroom. Jeff found her curled up, clutching her side, barely conscious. He called 911. At the hospital, the scans came back. The lump was more serious than they thought. Surgery, biopsy, monitoring, no more games. And suddenly, the marriage on paper became something painfully real because now, Jeff was her emergency contact, her power of attorney, her husband, in every legal, emotional, and terrifying sense of the word. Hospitals have a way of stripping you down not just physically, but emotionally. Gowns, wires, beeping machines, fluorescent lights that don't blink. Lena lay there, pale and quiet, while Jeff sat in the stiff chair by her bed, looking like a man who had made a deal with the devil and was now reading the fine print. She'd come in on Tuesday. It was now Saturday. The surgery went well. The biopsy? Still pending. But the waiting did things to Jeff, slowed his brain, sharpened his heart. Every time Lena winced, he felt it in his own chest. Every time a nurse came in and asked, "Are you her husband?" and he said yes, it felt less like a lie and more like an obligation he didn't know he still carried. Madison visited twice. The first time, she brought flowers. The second time, she brought silence. She sat on the edge of the bed, watching Lena sleep, then looked at her father. "You love her," she said. Jeff didn't answer right away. He rubbed his hands together like he was trying to warm up the truth. "I don't know," he said. I didn't think so. But now, she doesn't need a scam, Dad, Madison whispered. She needs someone real. Jeff nodded slowly. Yeah, I know. By the time Lena was discharged, everything felt different. There was no contract anymore, no checklist, no pretending. She didn't move back to her sister's. She stayed not because she had to, because she wanted to. They didn't talk about love or getting back together, but something had shifted, like gravity between them had returned. Then the second call came. Jeff picked up on speakerphone. It was Valerie from HR again. The smile in her voice was gone. Hi Jeff, Lena. We've had a few flagged inconsistencies in your file. Random audit. We'll need to verify a few more things. Jeff's jaw tightened. Such as joint activity logs, banking patterns, and we're requesting an in-person visit. One of our auditors will stop by your residence in the next 14 days. Lena looked at Jeff, and for the first time since this began, she didn't feel fear. Just resolve. Let them come, she said. They spent the next week doing what no auditor could verify, sharing space, sharing pain, and surprisingly sharing joy. Lena started cooking again. Jeff started listening again. They weren't acting anymore. They were becoming something else. Something almost like what they used to be. The knock came on a Thursday. A man in a blazer, clipboard in hand, polite, firm. He toured the house, took photos. He noticed the matching slippers, the family calendar, the faint smell of coffee Lena always made too strong. He asked a few awkward questions. They answered like people who'd built a story out of truth, not lies. When he left, Madison, who had watched from the stairs, came down slowly. You know this could all fall apart, right? Lena nodded. Yeah. Are you going to stay married? Lena looked at Jeff. He didn't look away this time. I think we already are, he said. No ceremony, no rings. Just a quiet return to something neither of them planned, a marriage born out of necessity, tested by deception, and somehow reforged into something genuinely human. Not love, maybe, but something realer. And sometimes in America where paperwork defines everything, that's enough.